Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly video from the Purple Penny. My name's Mark. I own and run the Purple Penny along with my wife Catherine. We're a coin and banknote dealer in the northern suburbs of Adelaide. We try to do these videos every week, and we've been doing them for the last 4 or 5 years. The Purple Penny, we buy and sell coins and banknotes, and we're also authorised dealers for the Royal Australian Mint. And we're open Wednesday, Thursday and Friday and Saturday here. Mawson Lakes is in the northern suburbs of Adelaide. We're about a 10 or 12 minute train ride from the middle of the city. The Chief Technology Officer forgot to plug in the laptop last week after the video, so we'll have to see how we go with the length of the video today. So I will not be dawdling, we'll get into it. Before we do that, we'll just say a few hellos to people. Hello Charles, Sam, Peter, Greg, Petra, Catherine, who thank you everyone for the good wishes for Catherine. She's not been well. We're actually closed a day last week, which I think is our first sick day ever, but she's back on board today and taking things easy. Hopefully she'll be able to come into work on Wednesday when we open up. Hello Peter, John, Bevan, and I think that's about it. Just a thank you to Mark and Dennis for bringing in a Christmas present for us on Saturday. Mark and Dennis, who have been regulars here for the whole time that we've been open, and funnily enough they both have the same nickname, which is Harry, so they're the two Harrys that come in here most weeks. So thank you Mark and Dennis for your kind gift. Right, let's jump into the news here. We will be closed from the 22nd of December to the 1st of January, so that means we've only got 2 weeks of trading left, this week and next week. Saturday the 21st of December is our last trading day for this year, and we'll be reopening on Thursday the 2nd of January. The website will still be running during that time, and you can place orders on the website, but there will be delays with postage because we are having some time off. There won't be any orders mailed for several days, but one of us will be coming into the shop to pick the orders and make sure that the orders can be fulfilled. So do feel free to place orders during that period, and we'll take care of them when we get back on board in the new year. Last night I was flipping through the channels on the TV and saw on the guide that the TV shopping network was spruiking coins, so we changed the channel and watched that for 15 minutes. They had a live thing going with a gentleman and a woman who was operating remotely, and they were spruiking these, I guess, collector coins that I suspect are all Downies products, because Downies did get a mention several times. They were mostly 1 ounce silver coins, but the odd 1 ounce gold coins, all ridiculously low mintages, 99 or 700 or 1000, all colorized, all struck countries of convenience, so I think Niue and Tokelau and places like that. And it was interesting for a couple of reasons. One is that there was coins on TV which you never really see, but their close-up photography needs a little bit of work because the coin capsules had fingerprints all over them, so they didn't look too great. Probably just need to spend 5 minutes with the gentleman who presents those things to just teach him how to handle the capsules by the edges, so that when they have their lovely close-ups they don't show up the fingerprints on the capsules. Anyway, it was quite entertaining to just see some coins on the TV, which obviously we never see. Now the next story comes via Peter Andrews, who's the editor of Independent Coin News. Peter mentioned to me several months ago about PCGS grading an out-of-this-world dollar coin with no mint mark on it, and normally that would be considered an error because every year the mint mark dollar coin is only ever supposed to be released with a mint mark or privy mark or counter stamp on it. But Peter has noticed that the currency determination for this particular coin has been a little bit different to the previous mint mark dollars, and if you just read there's some relevant sections there which I've lifted out of Peter's online coin magazine, Independent Coin News, where it describes the mint mark dollar there, and it's missing the second bullet point there, which is usually present, which describes a mark that is applied to those coins. And in the third bullet point there, it actually says specifically that it can exclude the mark off of the coin. So what's interesting, a couple of things about this is that A, is the PCGS graded coin without a mint mark actually an error, given that the currency determinations allow for the coin to be produced without a mark on it. And come the end of the year, if the mint has a stockpile of these coins stacked up that were supposed to go to coin shows and things like that to be counter-stamped, are they just going to release those into circulation? There's probably no reason why they wouldn't, and they have done it before. They have released supposedly NCLT coins into circulation. I'm thinking of the Anzac newspaper coins, which came out during COVID. The next story here is about a coin find in the county of Worcester in the UK, and Worcester gives its name to Worcestershire sauce, that black sauce that we love putting on our steak. 1,368 coins were found in late 2023 during building works, and they were in a clay pot. The clay pot was found to have been made locally. Of the 1,368 coins, 1,367 were Roman denarii, and there was one single Celtic gold stater. Now, the Roman denarii dated from 157 BC to AD 68. AD 68 is only about 20 years after the Romans invaded England, so this hoard was no doubt put aside not long after the Romans invaded England in, someone's going to tell me when it was, AD 30 something, and there was a single gold stater there which dates to about AD 20 to 45. The hoard is estimated to be worth more than £100,000, which is more than $200,000 Australian. The local museum, the Worcestershire Heritage and Art Museums, are hoping to raise the money to be able to buy the hoard. It has been declared treasure by a British coroner, and then display it in their local museum. The museum believes that it's the most significant find in the county for more than 100 years, so pretty amazing find there. Archaeologists postulate that maybe it is the hoard of a farmer who supplied grain to the Roman legions who were active in the area, and he buried it in a time of discontent and never came back to get it, perhaps because he was killed or never had the opportunity to come back and get it. There's a coin auction being held right now in Switzerland, in Geneva in Switzerland, and one of the coins is an aureus of Brutus. Brutus is one of the assassins of Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar was assassinated in the Forum on the 44 BC, stabbed in the back many times after he had declared himself the sole emperor, and he had many assassins, including Brutus, and he did number Brutus amongst his friends, believe it or not, so I believe that qualifies Brutus as a frenemy. And of course, from Shakespeare's famous play Julius Caesar, when he turned around after having the knife applied to his back and saw it was Brutus, was believed to have uttered "Et tu, Brute," which is Latin for "you too, Brutus," when he couldn't believe that his friend had assassinated him. Brutus didn't last too long. Mark Antony, one of Julius Caesar's friends, took care of Brutus's army at the Battle of Philippi, and Brutus, seeing the writing on the wall, took his own life shortly after that battle, so just 2 years after he stabbed Julius Caesar. There's only believed to be about 17 of these particular coins in existence, and this one is expected to sell for $1.5 million plus. So if you've got a spare $1.5 million around and you want to start your Roman coin collection, there's a good coin to start it with. Now, I'll just jump to this story, and thank you to Catherine for supplying this one to me, except I think I've got the wrong picture here. Just let me pick the right picture. I don't know who's active on Facebook. I gather that Facebook is considered to be a bit of an old person's social media channel these days, so that probably explains why I'm on it. There is a group on Facebook called the Dull Men's Club, and it's sort of a comedic Facebook group where men and women talk about getting old and the things that interest them. And this week someone posted up some coin art, and this isn't necklaces or jewelry or anything like that. It is actual art made out of coins. So at the top left there, someone had made that particular E there in the circle out of several thousand US pennies, and other members went ahead and posted up their art that they had made out of coins. So there's a table on the top right there which is surfaced in US pennies. There's a beautiful picture of Queen Elizabeth II at the bottom left, which is made from UK pennies with different colours to provide a pretty realistic portrait of the former Queen there. And then at the bottom right is the floor of a toilet which is tiled in US pennies. Funnily enough, many years ago we sold boxes of 1 cent coins to someone in Sydney, and she was supposedly going to tile her bathroom floor with 1 cent coins. She never sent us the pictures of the finished product though, so pretty amazing coin art there. And if you are on Facebook and you like a bit of a laugh, then go and join up to the Dull Men's Club, and it's not just for men, it's for women as well, because it does put a smile on our faces. Now this is going to be our second last video of the year. Next week will be our last video of the year, so I thought it was time to just have a bit of a wrap up on the year and share some numbers with you about how we've performed, and then also look back at the year and see what's happened during the year and what effect it's had on us as collectors. So I went through the accounting system this morning and drummed up these numbers here. So our sales for 2024 are virtually identical as 2023. Now what's interesting is that this year we have been closed for 6 weeks. We went to the UK and then were closed for a few weeks when I had my operation, so we have been closed for a significant amount of the year. One for a holiday and one for something that couldn't be avoided, and it was interesting that sales are steady. The total purchases we've made this year are down about 7%, and that's probably fairly consistent with the fact that we've been closed about 7% of the time compared to the year before. Now, how much business do we do distributing mint product? Well, it turns out that it's about 14%. So about 14% of the money that we spend here on goods for resale are spent with the mint. So that means that 86% of what we spend is spent over the counter. People bring in collections and things like that. Now, what is the better hourly rate for us? Well, it's pretty difficult to decide that. We probably spend more time administering and distributing mint product, but less time listing it up on the website. When we buy collections, it is a lot of work going through it and grading it and listing on the website and making it available for purchase. Whereas mint product, we can more or less just sell it the way it is when it arrives here after we've inspected it. Online sales this year are down 20%, and that's via eBay and our website and social media and things like that, and that's for a number of reasons. One is that we don't really have anything up on eBay anymore. We really just decided eBay wasn't worth the hassle. We were closed for 6 weeks and we weren't accepting any orders during that time. And then also around about the Adelaide Expo, the few weeks leading up to it and a week or two after it, we didn't list any new products on our website then either. And the final reason is that we really have concentrated this year on trying to sell our allocations of mint product through the shop. Catherine and I aren't getting any younger, and we're conscious of our workload, so this year we really just tried to sell stuff through the shop rather than selling it online, because it is, especially for the mint product, it is low margin, high effort stuff in terms of packaging it up and selling it out, sending it out. So we're really concentrated on selling it in the shop, and that's reflected by the fact that we have mailed a lot less parcels this year than we mailed last year. And how many? We've only mailed about 2/3 of the parcels this year that we mailed last year. But that's reflected in the shop by how much more inventory is actually available for sale in our cabinets here at the moment. Catherine has been able to spend more time on that, and you'll see that our cabinets are much more stocked than what they used to be. And while I said we're not sort of concentrating so much on selling online, you will find that a lot of mint product, older mint product, mint mark dollars, mint mark $2 coins, mint sets, proof sets, all of that sort of stuff, there's a heck of a lot of that up on our website now compared to 12 months ago, because Catherine really spends a lot of time making that stuff available online. So if people want to start a mint set collection or a proof set collection or whatever it is, then you can jump into our website and often buy a good run of those things directly from our website. How many of these videos have we done? Well, this will be the 45th one, and next week's will be the 46th. So we've done 46 videos this year, and that's consistent with us being closed for 6 weeks. And how was it for us as a year? Generally, the first half of the year was busier than the last half of the year, and we have really noticed a slowdown in the market in the last 6 months, and that is not just selling of new mint product, but also selling of collectible coins and things like that from past times. That's slowed down, and certainly people bringing stuff in to sell has slowed down as well. So the phone isn't ringing as much, and the emails aren't coming through as quickly. There is a definite slowdown there, and I'm sure that's related to cost of living and things like that. People are just concentrating on other things than their hobbies. But that's fine with us, because it allows us to get plenty of stock up on our website and get inventory listed outside and spend more time talking to our friends that come into the shop. Sam says, I used to buy online all the time, but now I love coming in the store as you can browse and spend more than anticipated. Well, we like people to have things to look at, and we always try to have new things available. Terry says, why 1961 on your logo penny? Is it your birthday? Mine is 1963. No, because we just needed a pretty picture of a penny, and that's the one that we had at hand when we chose to put a coin in our logo. Now, let's have a quick look at some of the big events of the year as I see them. Now, I think the thing that has had the biggest single impact on collectors this year is the EQL system that the RAM has put out. There's no doubt that that has made more product available directly to collectors. I do feel like collectors are getting more often, they're getting their hands on something that they actually want, and it is also removing the large numbers of coins that resellers were getting and pumping out through Facebook. Yes, we are seeing high prices on the secondary market for things, but we haven't seen necessarily the sustained level of high prices that we've seen in the past. So I do feel like the RAM EQL system has had a massive impact on the collecting market this year, and overall it probably has led to the depression of the market, because a lot of online sellers, social media sellers, have dropped off because there's not that easy money to be made, and those people were responsible for driving a lot of prices up. So it has made it, I guess, a more affordable market to collectors, which is always a good thing. The biggest release this year, and the most surprising one, was of course the Bluey coins. When those dollar coin sets came out, I didn't expect that at all. What happened, I'm not really sure that anyone did, and I guess kudos to the Mint and Australia Post for releasing those particular coins. They went off like the proverbial frog in a sock, so I would consider that to be the biggest release this year. Now, the Royal Australian Mint has definitely got themselves back on track. If we go back to when the Queen passed away in September, is it 2 years ago now, or 3 years? The RAM's production schedule all just went to pot. From that point forward, we used to have nice regular releases the first Thursday of the month. We knew when to expect mint sets and proof sets, and we knew when to expect baby sets and the lunar sets and all those regular releases. We knew when that was going to happen, but really for the last 2 years that hasn't been the case. It's we've had studded releases with coins being released every 2 weeks, and then releases with some stock available and other stock not available. We only got our proof sets and mint sets in June or July this year, which is quite late. We used to get them in November. But just in the last couple of months, the Mint has gathered themselves together and the release schedule is getting back onto the first Thursday of the month. We're aware of what the releases are for the first 2 months of next year already, and they're sort of the more regular releases that you would expect. So kudos to the Mint for soldiering on through what has been a difficult time for them, and for us as collectors it's a good thing because we know what to expect. We can expect to get supply, and it's better for everyone all around. The market has softened. There's no doubt the market has softened. Catherine and I have repriced our $2 coin cabinet here several times this year. The prices have trended downwards. I do feel like in the last couple of months they've probably levelled off. Peter Andrews in the Independent Coin News magazine has some good reports in there on price movement of particular things. It has levelled off, but I can certainly tell you that we get a lot less people coming into the shop here looking for $2 coins, certainly a lot less, and there are items that a year ago, as soon as they went up on our website, they would sell, and they're just not these days. They're just sitting there for quite a while. I mean, they do sell eventually, but the heat has definitely gone out of the market, and I think we're probably more like what we were 4 years ago, when sort of the $2 market started to gain some traction, but before it went absolutely crazy, sort of just before and just after the Queen passed away. The other big story this year is that gold and silver prices have really surged. Gold, especially gold, has been sitting above $4,000 an ounce now in Australian dollar terms for several months. One of our regulars swore to us in April that he would never pay more than $3,500 an ounce for gold, and within 2 or 3 months it was over $4,000, and it doesn't look like dropping back anytime soon. Silver has surged similarly, but hasn't set all-time highs, but has sat over $45 for several months. So those of you who bought cheap gold and silver, then well done to you. What's it going to do in the future? I don't know. As you know, I don't like to speculate on the future values of anything because I just don't know, but it certainly has brought a lot of gold coins out of the woodwork, and there's plenty of those available on our website and many other coin dealers' websites as well. The other big thing this year is coins in the mainstream media. There's no doubt that all of the online media outlets these days have staff that have been told to create coin related content, whether that be good content or whether it be rubbish. Mostly it's rubbish, and we've been seeing online articles about varieties and areas and things like that, once a week or once every 2 weeks. I think these journalists are just going trolling Facebook groups looking for posts on Facebook groups, and then they go and lift a bunch of information from different websites and cobble together a rubbish article and pump it out there with hyperbolic headlines, and obviously it's getting traction because these media people, it isn't about telling the news, it's about getting clicks and getting views and things like that. So clearly it is getting traction with people here at the pointy end of coin collecting, where people come to buy and sell their coins. It means for us that we often have between 20 and 40 inquiries a week about people wanting to sell money box coins and 20-cent pieces and things like that, and that's fine because it's all part of the deal. It's what we signed up for, but of course the media people have a lot to answer for there. They've brought a lot of angst into the industry, and unfortunately, despite our best efforts, we do upset people because they're not getting the money that they perceive their coins are worth because they're only worth face value, regardless of what some journalist at 9MSN says. Right, that's it for this year. That's it for this video today. The laptop battery has 12% left, so I've timed that well. Next week we'll do our last Q&A for the year, so if you do have some questions, please send them through. I'm looking for any questions at all. I've got no questions stored up. I usually have a list of questions stored up that people have asked me in the past. I've got no questions, so I'm looking for questions for next week. I don't care what it is. You can ask about what we collect, or you know how we work here in the shop, or what I do outside of coin collecting, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Alright, so send through those questions via Facebook or email, or give us a call and tell me, and we'll do our best to answer it next week. So that's it for this week. Happy collecting, everyone. Bye for now, and we'll see you next week for our last coin of the year, last video of the year.